Welcome to Video Games Awesome. We're here at PAX 2010. We're checking out the PAX 10 independent developers. I'm here with Greg from Supergiant Games. We're looking at Bastion. What is this?
Well, Bastion is an original action RPG. It's the first game from Supergiant Games, which was formed by a few veterans of Electronic Arts Los Angeles about a year ago. A game in which you build the world around you as you're uncovering this mysterious story. So
yeah, I'm seeing that. Like things are falling into place as you go from like platform to platform.
Yeah, that's right. It's this fully 2D game. We really wanted to capture the classic feel of like the golden age of games, like Super Nintendo games and stuff like that, and trying to imagine them how they would look and feel if they were made today, you know, using today's technology, so full high resolution. In this game, you sort of wake up and discover that the whole land around you seems to have been destroyed. So you make your way toward the location.
Is that the ruins of the land beneath there? Is that?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's like if the world, you know, if a bomb were to go off like in the middle of the world and everything blew out, becoming these like fractured islands just floating in the sky. So it's kind of this surreal event. And so you make your way toward your people's safe haven, but you find no one there except this old man who says he has a way to fix everything. Okay. So you decide to work with him in order to recover the pieces of this bastion area that seems to have these mysterious restorative powers. So you're pushing further out into like the wild reaches of this location, finding out what caused this event and so forth, and going back to base and kind of building it up as you go.
What's your name as the main character?
He is referred to as the Kid. He has a name in the backstory, but we're only calling him the Kid for now. Right. That's how the narrator calls him.
And has he lost his family?
He may have lost his family.
He's finding out. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, he's kind of a you pick it up through the backstory as the narrator talks, but he's kind of this child laborer character who spent years working on these walls that surrounded the city, and he wakes up and like his whole life's work is just totally destroyed, and he's like the only one left. So he's kind of
he's a little mad. He's kind of pissed off.
He doesn't really know what to think. It's kind of yours to decide as a player to decide.
So he's a blank canvas in a way. Then
yeah, in some respects he is, and then in other ways the narrator kind of. Depending on your actions, the narrator will kind of instill some meaning into what you're doing.
Now, this game has an unusual narration technique. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there is this narrator who responds to your actions in real time, essentially by telling the story of the game as it happens. Right. And some of it depends on what you actually do. So he's not just telling you what you're doing. Sometimes he reads into your actions a little bit. So you uncover what this world was like. You learn about the world through this guy, and you start to get questions in your head about who he is, and so on and so forth. So hopefully...
So he's just this disembodied voice, sort of omnipotent, that follows you. You're trying to figure out what's going on.
We don't want to say too much about that. Who he is answered in the game.
As an action RPG, there's no leveling up, right?
Actually, there is, although I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the key things we're doing with that is that we don't want the standard action RPG combat of like slugging it out with guys and like drinking health potions to survive and stuff. This is a much more action-oriented combat system than what you may be used to, and it's designed to reward finesse and experimentation, essentially. Enemies are going to telegraph their attacks, so you could dodge out of the way at the last second and retaliate and things like that. Or and there's a big variety of weapons, all with their own unique mechanics, and then you could customize them in their own ways. You could equip 2 different weapons at once in any combination.
Let's check out some of those weapons. So he's using a bow and arrow right now.
Yeah, here we've got, it's called the Breaker's Bow, so it's like a charge up attack. You'll see him flash white for a moment. If you release the button at just that moment, you get a more powerful kind of critical attack. Right. So that's an example with that weapon. The other ranged weapon we have in this demo is called the Repeater, which is more like a machine gun. Later on, you'll find things like rifles and revolvers and things.
Oh, he is a kid. Look at him.
Yes, he's a young man of indeterminate age.
Right. And he's got he did a spread shot there, right?
That's one of our weapon skills. The idea is you start to unlock special abilities with the different weapons that you have. Right. Those are some of your upgrade choices. Like you could choose to, increase like the size of your ammo clip for your repeater, or unlock a special ability, for example.
So all the weapons have many different uses depending on the kid's ability.
Yeah, exactly. And it's meant to, as we open up the gameplay, it's gonna enable you to customize the character to suit your own play style. The other aspect of the character upgrading is what we call spirits. So you drink these beverages that give you special abilities, but may also have certain side effects.
Should the kid be drinking spirits?
what's in those spirits is not determined. So,
Right, okay.
And hey, if you're old enough to fight, you're old enough to drink in the
Right.
world of Bastion.
Is this available now?
No,
it's still in development.
Yeah, it's due out in 2011. In
Where will it be available?
Well, we don't know yet for sure. It's designed for digital distribution, so
Right.
we're hopeful it'll be on major platforms like Xbox Live Arcade and or PlayStation Network and or Steam, but
Yeah,
we don't know any of that
hopefully.
for sure.
All right then, Bastion from Supergiant Games, hopefully out 2011. This one looks like a really involved experience, something really deep that you can get into. And thanks a lot for talking to us
Thank you,
today.
my pleasure.
The dead ain't gotta worry about this mess. Our world, she's done. But there's a way to put her back together. So better get ready, cause Mother only knows what's out there floating on them rocks. Beasts what don't know up from down. Fragments of the old world. You bring them back. And together, we're gonna build something grand. And remember, you ain't in this alone. That's a promise.